You're listening to the Energy is Love podcast.
Baby,
Yes. Are we going?
we took last week off.
We did.
How did that go for you?
I was okay with it.
Was it a nice break? It kind of was in a sense, right?
Yeah.
I felt bad, but that's
You always
okay.
feel bad.
I always do feel bad. I always get super hard on myself and
Yeah.
judgmental and think that I'm a piece of shit and that it's the end of the world. And turns out
It's not.
it's not. The world's
And
okay.
you're not.
Everything kept on spinning.
It was okay.
Yep. Even though we didn't release a new episode last week.
I'm sorry that it bothers you that bad. That makes me feel bad for you. Like, I'm not like, oh God.
Yeah. It sucks.
That also gives me the message that if that does happen, we take a week off, that
Yeah.
I need to be like, no, we're not taking a week off. Get your ass upstairs. We're recording.
Oh my goodness, this chair is not.
It feels weird,
cooperating.
right?
I'm lower.
Is it just because we haven't, like, it's because we took a week off?
I
And
think
now
so.
it's like everything's off?
I don't know what's going on
I don't know how to
here.
sit here. This
We
is
don't know how to
weird.
podcast anymore.
What's happening? It
Does
is not
everything
like
sound
riding
okay?
a No, it's weird. Right?
It sounds
it's
like
weird.
everything's off.
It's off.
I'm
It is
teasing.
off. It took me 5 minutes to get the microphone adjusted. Look it.
You gotta adjust it some
I'm
more
still
now.
doing it.
But why did we take a week off?
Well, I remember the excuse, but it's not really what it was.
What was the excuse we gave
We're
ourselves?
like it's Easter. It's fine. But I'm like, we don't celebrate Easter. So
No, it was. I don't know. We were busy. We had a bunch of
we were
shit.
very busy.
There's
It's okay
no
to be busy. I don't think we
explanation
need an
needed, right?
explanation. I don't think we owe anything. Sorry.
We took a week off of social media too.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't post anything last week.
We know who does most of the posting.
That
that
would be our
comment.
social media account manager. Shout out to Bryce.
Okay,
I was
you're
trying to
cute.
think of somebody. Bruce.
Bruce.
I like Bruce better. I think I know a Bryce.
Do you know a
If you're
Bryce?
Bryce, and I know my brain's not working really well right now.
You're fine.
Do I know a Bryce?
I just spilled on my boobs. Do you know a Bryce?
I think I do.
Yeah, you do.
But no,
Bryce
we took a week off.
Cunningham.
That's not a person.
I know.
And it was needed.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. And now we're back. And today is
Baby, are you going to do this the whole time?
Wrap My Hand?
Yeah.
No, not the whole time.
You know we're recording. Like
I
video.
do. I'm just going to practice it
Okay,
periodically.
cool. It'll be, we can also make this an instructional video.
No,
That
this
goes.
is most definitely not
I feel like you're very talented.
an instructional video on how to wrap your hand.
I know more just by watching you. Oh, I would have just like wrapped it like this.
What's today?
Today is, well, I thought it was our anniversary, but it's National Craig Wraps His Hand Day. Right?
So today's not, well, the day that we recorded this, today is our anniversary.
Not when it comes out.
But the day that this comes out, it'll be
Not
a few
our
days after our
anniversary.
anniversary. So it's our 6th anniversary, and we have been having a nice, relaxing day.
Yes.
We didn't have anything major planned this year because of a bunch of different reasons still, right? It's still kind of pandemic-y. We still kind of have
I feel like a lot of people don't do a lot of things right now still.
our kid that we have to watch.
We have to watch. Love
Still have a
and nurture and
14-year-old.
take care of.
Mm-hmm.
Got to babysit our
He,
offspring.
he requires a lot of attention. But normally we do super fun stuff on our anniversary, and this year, as well as last year, it's just been chill and relax, and that's been
Yeah.
nice.
We have gone on some grand adventures.
We have.
We have.
But this year, nothing like that.
I think you're distracted.
I'm not distracted. This was my plan. You know how I play with cards?
You're going to wrap your hand the whole time?
Yeah, my plan was I'll just wrap my hand and practice.
Okay.
And turns out I probably won't be doing this the entire
Because
episode.
it is a little distracting.
I'm very distracted.
You are very distracted. It's fine. I got this.
You could ask me anything right now.
I could ask you. What do you mean right now? Why are you willing to tell the truth now? What are you not telling the truth about other times? If I can ask you anything right now.
There you go. That's a good question.
Yeah.
And I'm almost done with my hand wrap, so unfortunately I'm not making an answer.
All right. Should we just wait for you?
No, don't wait.
Can I do the Jeopardy song while you do it?
No, don't wait for me to finish wrapping my hand. What would you like to talk about today, babe? Last year, because we recorded on our anniversary last year too, right?
Did we? In the backyard, right?
Yeah. And hold on, let's listen to some Velcro rip.
Okay.
Last year we did a bunch of fucking bumping up the microphone.
Wow. This is not like you did it at the table. This was a little more
distracting.
Yeah. Last year we had a podcast on our anniversary.
Yes. And we talked about
to get that out.
I don't remember actually what we talked about.
You know what? If we're going to reference past episodes, we either have to listen to them before we record or stop referencing past episodes because it's always like, hey, we did this thing. What did we talk about? I don't know.
I don't remember what the episode was called. Don't go look. It's not worth it because we won't remember anyways. I'm going to have my hand wrapped the entire show.
Are you?
My beer drinking hand. I have to have it prepped and ready.
I miss Google Play.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's much easier to look and get the information.
On the Google Play?
On the Google Play.
I was going to look before we started and see if I had stuff on my list because I know I do.
I thought we were just going to talk about our love.
We could just sit and talk about our love forever.
It's our anniversary.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can.
I have a question for the people that are listening and the fans of the podcast. That would be crazy if they called in right now. If our phone started ringing.
Should we do that?
No, we're going to start on
9 months ago.
Fridays on our Instagram account. We're going to start doing Friday Night Lives. So if you do have questions for us, you'll be able to jump on every Friday at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And we're just going to do fun Instagram Lives where we answer any questions that you have as well as come up with some questions of our own to ask and answer. So that's one thing that we're going to start doing. That's not what I was going to say, though.
No?
That was not the question that I had.
That's not the question?
No.
Okay.
The question is, should we do a Patreon?
We've talked about that. What content would you want to? I don't know.
Well, before we get to content, we get to, should we do a Patreon?
Okay.
For those of you that don't know what a Patreon is.
I don't think we recorded on our anniversary, by the way.
Did we not?
I don't think so.
I'm fairly certain we did.
Certain?
Keep in mind, it wouldn't have been released on our anniversary.
I know there was a March 31st and an April 5th. So
I'm sure there were more episodes than that last year.
So that's all we did. Okay.
So it would have been April 12th.
I'm a spring chicken. Oops. Hold on.
Did
Pause.
you just play it?
I think I did. Oh, well, shut. It said in the description, recorded on our 5th wedding anniversary.
There you go.
On a beautiful spring day in our backyard. We're silly, we're in love, and we're tipsy. Enjoy.
Not a lot's changed after a year, folks.
You're right. All right. So there was nothing to go off of there. You'll just have to go and listen.
Pretty much the same.
Like the book report. I got to share the story.
Share the story.
I got to share the story. So our boy, it's time to do a book report. Gets the book. Gets to go. I'm speaking well. I'm really, now the pressure's all on me and I can't remember how to talk.
You're just talking to the
I know, but I got really freaking
camera.
nervous. It was funny. So he's got this book report that he does and he comes upstairs and I says, it's like 4 paragraphs you got to do. And it's 1 paragraph he comes up with and I'm like, no, there's like 4. He's like, it's good. It's good. Trust me. Trust me. It's good. Read it. It's good. So, okay. So I read this 1 paragraph and what he's done is copied from the back of the book. And he's like, that's good, right?
Nailed it.
So he got a quick lesson. We're like, no, you can't do that. His face was very surprised. And we definitely popped his bubble on that one because he was very proud of his work. And then the next one, he's got 4 paragraphs now, but he never brought it to a completion. And with 100% confidence, he looks at me and says, if they want to know how it ends, they have to read the book. And he hasn't done any more. He like refuses.
Has he left it at that?
He's like, well, he did ask, for the author when he was at school, so we could probably type that into it. But as far as I know, he never changed it.
Got a cliffhanger for his book
He was like,
report.
it's good. Trust me. Trust me.
That's so funny.
Okay, we'll see what the teacher thinks.
That's really funny.
So, it cracked me up.
Yeah. He's a cute kid. One of these days he'll be on the podcast. Don't you think? We've had all the other ones.
Well, you had him on, but I guess you didn't air his part.
No, because he was like little and silly and...
Yeah. Well, I thought you did. That's definitely something that I've had. I'm holding a grudge for.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about it?
Sure.
I'm totally holding a grudge for it. And then you guys sat down one time and did a silly little recording together that you never released.
We did that outside, right?
I think so,
I
yeah.
put that up on Instagram. Kind of like the same thing.
So, I've held a grudge.
Yeah. That's okay. When he's a little bit older and a little bit more capable of carrying on a conversation.
It was cute, and he had a munchkin voice. He doesn't have his munchkin voice anymore. Now he's going to get on, and it's his man voice.
Hello, my name is Asher.
I don't have the munchkin voice anymore. The munchkin voice is what I wanted to hear.
I know, he's cute.
It's your munchkin voice. He was so little. He had a little cute little munchkin voice. Now he's man voice.
Did you think at all about what we would talk about today?
I thought we were going to talk about love stories and adventures.
Okay.
Well, we don't have to. Obviously, that's interesting for me, but I don't. People aren't probably going to want to listen to it. So nevermore.
Are we your favorite love story?
We are my favorite love story.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yes, it is a good one.
It's the never-ending love story. It just goes on and on and on. Never ends.
Was that a good thing or a bad thing? Because your tone kind of inflicted a little bit of shit doesn't end. So I'm just curious.
Of course, it's a good thing. I'm incredibly grateful. So yeah, hand wrapping during podcasting is definitely not an
I'm happy
an
for you
option.
to stop.
I am just about finished. Yeah. I think we've told our love story so many times. I was thinking about that where it's like we could talk about how we met. We could talk about how we fell in love.
How about how we persevered against all odds, and when our love story should have ended, it became stronger.
Yeah.
We're a Hallmark movie. We've got some...
You know what I heard? I didn't hear... I heard home wreck.
Oh. No.
We're a home wreck movie.
No, Hallmark. Like, it's got some things where you think, oh man, this is it. The audience is crying for you. Everything's falling apart. And then just miracles of love.
Miracles do happen.
Miracles of love and great sex.
Is that the
We're
name
the
of
X-rated Hallmark channel.
Miracles of Love
Miracles of Love
and Great Sex?
and great sex.
That's a good book.
Should I write it?
Yeah. You could totally... That's the title for your book.
Yeah. I've got a few titles.
Miracles of Love
I've started a few.
and Great Sex.
I definitely am one that goes to completion. I have a lot of great starts.
Have you started books?
Several.
That's right. You've talked about this before. You've mentioned this before, and then
A
you've
little bit.
never, ever let me read any of them.
It's because I know I'm not going to complete it. I hope so. And then I'm afraid if I shine light on it, then I'll stop. And then what happens is I just fail to follow through.
When's the last one? Or how frequently? Recently?
A few months ago was my first start.
Turn on the salt lamp. I forgot to do that.
It's actually shit.
A few months ago?
I started one the end of last year, and then there's one that I've wanted to start, and then it's been a few times that I've tried like different variations, and I'm like, oh, this is it. Like the story came, it hit me. And if you stick with it, it stays. But if you don't stick with it, then it goes off, and then you read it in other people's stories. But they came in the inspiration, like, this is it. This is the fruition. And I started it. And then we got into a fight, or we disagreed so strongly that I did not feel like writing our love story. No. It was a spinoff. It was a spinoff. We were the inspiration on something. And that sounds cheesy as fuck, but it was good.
It doesn't sound cheesy as fuck at all.
So...
It sounds wonderful.
It was I'm getting sweaty.
You're
a little nervous
talking about
it.
Will you consider letting me read it?
I will consider it.
I let you read everything I write.
You're a different person than me. That doesn't mean that I have to let you read everything I write.
I'm like super validation seeking and like, here, read this and tell me how good I am.
And
please.
I'm like, if you read this, you will know how stupid I am. And you will hate me, so I have to hide it. Nobody can ever see how I really feel or think.
So different, huh?
Yeah. Very. I hide myself.
Writing, as you were talking about writing and inspiration and all these kind of different things, I didn't forget. I was reminded by Devin Davis was on the podcast.
Yes.
Back in...
I'm not going to look this time.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
YouTube doesn't do great with dates. It's like 3 days ago, 2 weeks ago, a year ago, 2 years ago.
I don't remember when he was on the podcast. It's been a while. It was last year.
It was around our And I think it was before.
It most definitely was not around our anniversary.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was before he moved out to the new location that shall not be disclosed. Sorry.
Was it right after that, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe it was right after that.
Or at the time. I don't know.
Oh my goodness. We should definitely. I'm going to find it.
Yeah? All right.
Don't.
No drums?
The only reason I bring it up.
Yes.
Episode 205, Social Conditioning of Emotions. Devin Davis was on the podcast back then, August of last year. He's got a podcast as well that you can go find everywhere. It's Writing in the Tiny House, WTH. Go check it out. Fun little episodes. He talks a lot about the writing process and advice on all sorts of different topics in regards to writing and telling stories and all that kind of stuff.
Maybe Devin will help me actually complete a book.
He totally would.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's in the process of writing one himself right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Calling and he's written on friend help.
He's written a book before.
Yeah.
Yeah. Published a book. So shout out to Devin and Writing in the Tiny House. Go find that on the same platform that you're listening to this podcast on. So.
It'd be awesome. Don't look.
Itchy nose.
I did. She knows.
I was trying to decide what we could talk about today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it feels a little wonky.
Yeah, it does.
Like we're getting back on the horse, back on the saddle.
I feel like I need a nap.
We've been recording for 5 minutes and you're ready.
I was a little tired before. We watched our bedtime show, and so it made me a little sleepy.
We've been binging The Crown because we got obsessed with the royal family and British monarchy after the interview with Markle and I don't remember his name ever. Harry, Prince Harry.
Yes.
Prince Harry and Princess.
Why are you looking at me? Why are we doing? Okay,
Meghan.
We are very.
Megan's her
so
first
clearly,
name, right?
We got obsessed because we're like, what's their names? And we learned there is last names.
Yeah, we learned a lot so far. But we're binging The Crown, and we're not going to necessarily. This isn't going to be a recap episode.
If you want to know how it ends, go watch it.
Go check it out yourself.
Wise
on
words.
Netflix. I was telling you today how anxious I am, and I feel very, very full of anxiety, brimming. So it's hard for me to sit still. It's hard for me to, like my thoughts are all over the place. About 5 minutes ago, and now just again, I remembered how we talked about Patreon.
Yeah.
And then never finished.
What happened? How did we get squirreled? I don't have anxiety though, so it's just you. So it doesn't make sense.
It was most definitely my fault.
We've been doing. How honestly, like we can be optimistic and be like, no, we're doing good, or we're just clusterfucking our way through it right now. What is your honest take on how we are handling our anxiety as a whole right now?
Individually?
No, like, okay, sure. Individually.
Or as a whole?
I said as a whole first, but
I thought you meant like in the grand scheme of things, right?
You're confusing me. I forgot what question I asked. Jesus.
Patreon is
right.
How are we dealing with our anxiety? Not too bad.
Not too bad?
Yeah.
After this conversation, I know what we could do on our Patreon. So whenever we like get done recording and we remember all these questions that we asked but never answered, the answers can be on Patreon.
Right.
We'd be like, oh, we remembered this after we stopped recording. So here you go.
Listen to the episode.
Here's the complete conversation.
And then get all the missing pieces on our Patreon.
How does your trauma brain work?
That's the problem that I come up with when it comes to Patreon. It's a great idea. I think it'd be a fun way to not just create more content and engage more with some listeners, as well as make a little bit of money. Because it's not the type of thing where we're going to be like, it could help pay for things, whether or not it would.
Like, yeah.
But I feel like there'd be like 2 tiers.
2 tiers?
Yeah, $5 or $10 a month.
Yeah.
And maybe more, maybe 5. And I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then what do we give those people for that money?
Well, I feel like do you think this is a podcast episode? Or do you think this is a private conversation episode?
I'm going to be silly right now.
Okay.
we're recording a podcast.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I think this is a podcast episode.
I was going to suggest
not a
sex
private
for
conversation.
the Patreon, but apparently
Sex for the Patreon.
Since we're being
we joked
sillier.
about that where we could record us having sex.
Yeah, it's okay. We're not going to do it.
Just audio. That's all.
Just audio.
If we're going to do that, we might as well do an OnlyFans for the podcast.
Yeah. Should we?
No.
I feel like things are getting tight right now. We might have to pull out some stuff.
That's what she said.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
That's exactly what she said. Verbatim. She said, things are getting tight right now. We're going to have to pull some stuff out.
Oh,
Can't get anything else in there right now until we remove some things.
All right.
That's straight
enough.
up good OnlyFans content right there.
That's enough. Have you ever been on OnlyFans? Have you ever looked at it?
I've looked at what you can look at without creating an account.
So you've been on it?
Yeah. But it's like there's nothing to look at unless you create an account and sign up. You know what OnlyFans is, of course, right?
I do know what it is.
Do you, though?
It's porn.
Do you really, though?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
It's like amateur self-made porn.
Kinda.
No?
That's not all that it is.
Really?
I mean, essentially, it's just a kind of like an Instagram format.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm. That you can subscribe to people that you like and that create content that you enjoy.
Is it like, what was that one? Tumblr. It's Tumblr.
I don't know. I don't remember.
You don't remember Tumblr?
I remember Tumblr, but I don't think it's like Tumblr.
Okay.
I
Well,
think
then how do you
could
make
be
money on it then if it's just like you're following people's things?
Well, you subscribe to people, meaning you pay money to see their content.
Oh, so you have to pay per follow.
Yeah.
Not pay per view, but pay per follow. So if you
So,
pay, then you get to watch everything that
If
they
you like
post.
so-and-so, then you subscribe to them for however much a month. And then
That shit would get expensive.
you get access to
How
their
much does it
content.
cost to subscribe to somebody?
It depends. They get to set their own prices.
Wow. So you could like follow 4 people and be missing a mortgage payment. All right.
I don't think it's that much.
I don't know if you could set your own prices.
Yeah, it's got to be some really good content.
Wow. That is not what I thought it was. I thought it was going to be like just a porn site. And like, if you want to watch this video, you have to pay this.
No, it's if you want to follow me
Yeah.
and see all of my content, then you have to pay this.
Wow. So one of us has definitely done more research than the other on it.
Yeah, I heard about it.
You ever heard somebody they were
I was at the
changing
grocery store
getting the tires rotated and there were some people talking about it.
You know, this annoying conversation. I couldn't not listen. It was this whole thing. It was very, very frustrating. I was trying to really stay focused.
You're like, excuse me.
You know,
what are you going to come up with?
Reading the Bible.
I was going to say something about scriptures.
I was studying Bible verse.
Right.
And these people kept interrupting me with their conversation.
Porn.
So, yeah, we could do that. We could do an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
We could do a Patreon. I am so torn at the end of the day because I really not just like, but believe in the idea that all of this content that we put out should be free.
Yeah. It
is, right? It's free for you. It's not free for us.
Yeah, not for us. I mean, y'all can donate, right?
You can always donate. We do accept donations through our website. It's not that big of a deal, though, so you don't feel like you have to. But if you want to, you can. But that's the whole thing is like, yes, we could come up with all sorts of other content that we could put out there and give to people.
Wouldn't feel right about only doing.
But then it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Like, I wonder.
I think until the fans demand it.
Till the fans demand it.
Yeah. Until they're beating down our door for a Patreon, and then I don't think we're going to.
Beating down our door for us to put up content that they only get if they have to spend money for.
Correct.
I'm sure that's going to happen any day.
It's a lot of people that do it. I mean,
I know there's a lot of people that do it, but I don't think there's a lot of people that demand, like, I don't want your stuff for free. Charge me.
It's extra stuff. Obviously, episodes like this, all of our episodes would always be free, but then it would be like extra episodes where we talk about...
Talk about what?
I don't know. That's the thing is we talk about everything on these shows.
Maybe we talk about the stuff that I'm really nervous about talking about on Patreon. So if you really want to know the shit that I don't say, you have to pay us.
Yeah.
50 cents.
$5 a month.
$5 a month.
And then you get to see Stephanie's feet on OnlyFans.
Do you think I have good enough feet for OnlyFans?
Yeah, you've got good enough feet. You've got beautiful feet.
Yeah. Do you think people would pay for it?
I know there's people that would pay for
How
feet
do I
pictures.
find those people?
All you got to do is put feet pictures on the internet.
But then it's free.
Well, put it on OnlyFans. And then you don't have to post anything other than your feet. But
do your feet have to do things? Do I have to
just
try
walk
and peel
around.
an orange or something?
You could. You could
hold a coconut and drink from it. I don't know if I'm creative enough for that.
You could just put your feet in everything.
Okay, bend over.
Dirt, grass, clippings, leaves. I've got a pile of leaves in the backyard right now. You can put your feet in.
Okay.
That could be the avenue to endless funds for us.
You know what? I do not feel like my feet are bashful or prideful. So if that was the thing, I was totally doing.
So we probably won't be doing a Patreon anytime soon.
Not. I don't know.
But we do need to, I think, come up with ways to engage with these people more.
Yeah, these people?
Yeah.
Should we give them names? Maybe we should start talking to more than just Barb.
Well, Barb is our number one fan. Longtime listener, first time caller, Barb. But we do need to come up, I think, with more ways to engage and some more content to put out there.
I am afraid by doing that, we will lose our goofiness and our realness. Because I don't want, if it becomes that paid content thing, I'm afraid that it'll then be content tailored to demand as opposed to, we're just sitting here having a conversation.
Yeah.
There's nothing to script. There's nothing to hide except for what we don't want to talk about. We can choose whatever we want to do. We don't have to stay with any parameters. And it's not bullshit or worrying about anybody's feelings or making sure that we don't look too far on one side or the you know what I mean? It's just natural. And I like the naturalness of this.
I do too.
It's just a thought. It doesn't mean that we'd have.
It doesn't seem like work yet.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing too, right? If we start having it, I don't know, it's such a catch-22, right? Because I think for me, I think it would be amazing if this podcast supported us financially.
I would love it.
Right.
But
that would be super awesome.
What is it? Creative freedom? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Creative freedom.
We still have that.
And the option to be I don't know what you're going to talk about today. I'm going to wrap my hands on the podcast.
Because that's great content. If you want to see Craig wrap his hands more, come to our Patreon.
Yeah, but seriously, I like doing what we do. I like doing it how we do it. I like pulling hair.
I do too. The freedom to talk about whatever we want to talk about.
At any point, we can talk about as deep and as powerful and as scandalous and as whatever, liberating or healing or as funny. I like that we can do whatever the fuck we want. I like that.
I do too.
I don't like you have to follow a format. Here's the thing. I want to do whatever we want.
We can do that with Patreon still. There'd be no format other than what we decide.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's not like Patreon tells us what to do.
I don't know. OnlyFans expert. I haven't looked at it.
Well, it's two different things.
Only if you make it. I feel like we can combine it. No?
Blend it all together.
I feel like we can. I feel like if we have creative freedom, then we can make it interesting.
What stuff is going on in our life right now we have a lot of things going on in our life right now that we do not want to talk about, nor will we be talking about on the podcast.
I think my right eyeball just flipped up and started floating when you said that. I'm like, what was that?
Can you pull anything from our current life that you feel comfortable discussing?
I'm going to therapy.
We both are.
We both are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
both started therapy.
Seeking assistance.
Seeking asylum.
For help on our journeys. Because clearly we don't have any unresolved trauma that are causing any inflicts in our life.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
What is your quick synopsis of your therapy?
Quick synopsis.
Good, bad.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I've had my share. I've tried therapy several times in the past, from having it pushed on me and seeking it out and having it be disastrous repeatedly. And so I feel like therapy is a good thing and people should go to therapy, but therapy is not for me because clearly every time it's a disaster. So it's hard enough for me to ask for help. But this one has been different.
It's a different experience.
It's a very different experience. It is something that if it would have been like this from the beginning, I would not be a fucked up individual. I would, it's an amazing experience.
Shout out to our therapists.
Yes.
So you're grateful for it?
I'm very grateful. It's hard though.
What's hard about it?
Everything.
What's your least favorite part about it?
My least favorite. My least favorite part is that as hard as it has been and as deep as I have dived and as vulnerable as I have been, that I'm not done. That I'm still doing it.
That it didn't just happen.
Are you going to take a picture? Awesome.
Keep talking.
And my frizzy hair, because I didn't put any oil on it and I didn't straighten it. Wait, I want to pull a face. Can I pull a face?
Keep talking about therapy. Ignore the camera.
I can't. You've got it right in my face.
Okay.
Okay. No, it's fine. I got it. Okay. I want it to be like, whew, I did it. Now I'm done. Now I'm healed. That's the most frustrating thing is that like, oh, we just barely, like, that was life-changing. It has been life-altering. It has completely transformed everything in my life, made me look at things differently, and I have this whole journey now, and it's just a little on the surface.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know if I'm strong enough for this. This is a lot. I don't know if I can do this.
It is frustrating that it takes time.
I don't think you're ever going to really be done. I don't think it's like, okay.
Well, that's what I think that. Like, I think, like,
shit.
What does the experience look like for me? Does it look like 6 months of therapy? Does it look like 6 years of therapy? Do you know what I mean? And I try not to put any, I don't know, parameters around it and, just let it be whatever the hell it is for however long it is.
Yeah. Do you feel like there is an endpoint for you? Like 6 weeks, 6 months? Do you feel like that's a possibility?
Absolutely.
Huh.
Yeah, I feel like it's not something that just is going to be continuing on into perpetuity.
Oh, okay.
I think eventually I'll be done with it.
Yeah.
And it's not to say that I think I would always benefit from therapy.
Uh-huh.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a bad thing to have ongoing throughout your life. And maybe that will be the case, right?
Yeah.
Maybe that will be the thing where it's just this ongoing thing. And that would be fine. I'm not in opposition to that. But I do have that same thing where it's like, oh, fuck, it's not over. Like, I did it. And now I should be better. Like, I did it and I should be done.
I did therapy.
Right?
Where's my certificate?
I'm done.
I'm moving on.
Yeah. Give me my certificate and my gold stars.
I did it.
And now life is complete and better and easy. So I agree. I don't like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been doing it a bit longer than me. I just barely started.
Yeah.
I like it, but it's also not super enjoyable.
Definitely don't go have a good time.
No, I don't. It's not my favorite thing in the world.
Yeah.
And I still feel stupid about it. I feel
Yeah.
like it's a waste of time and money, and like I don't really need it, and that I should just... Thanks for lifting up your eyebrows.
You weren't even looking at me.
I caught it. I caught your... What the fuck? You don't really need it?
No, I was holding a sneeze. I almost sneezed. It was close. It was like,
you were not holding a sneeze. Cute. No, but that's the feeling, right? That I don't really need it. And I do. I do need it, and I do benefit from it immensely, but it's the judgment. It's the judge that comes in and starts to say things like, You should have your shit together. You should not be doing this. This is not just a weakness, but like this makes me pathetic.
I resonate with that feeling.
At the age that I am at and at the point that I'm at in my life, right? Mm-hmm. But I know all that stuff isn't true.
Yeah.
It just doesn't change. Knowing something isn't true. Like, I want to believe in Bigfoot.
Oh, I believe in Bigfoot.
But...
Are you saying you're too old to believe in Bigfoot now? You're like, I'm an adult.
There wasn't anything good there that I could pull out and make it fit for what I was saying.
That's what she said.
So yeah, I believe that it's a good thing.
Yeah.
And that I need it, but it still sucks.
It sucks.
So we'll see. I'm sure we'll continue to share some more about it. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
If my magical witchy woman ever listens to this, please like me, because I'm going to need your help for a long time. Don't quit on me. I know it's like, I feel like I'm the challenge of her life. Like, she's like, this is what all of my training has been gearing up for, is to handle this crazy lady. She's like, so luckily she's been amazing.
There's a thing like that thing that we're going to be too much for somebody. That, and I've heard that a lot. I feel that sometimes. I don't feel that all the time, but I have felt that before. But then
I feel that all the time.
I think about it from the flip side. When I've talked with people or sat with people or worked with people, and I'm like, yeah, you're not that big of a deal. And it's not to say that they aren't important, of course, or that they don't have significance or anything like that. But like,
you're not too much.
Yeah, being on the other side of it never quite feels like that person is too much.
I think it's having people in your life that have made you feel like, that have not been kind people and have made you feel like you're too much.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
If you could pinpoint, and I know it's hard to pinpoint, excuse me, and that's not even the right word, but if you could kind of just pick one thing that you feel like you're working on right now in therapy, that's kind of like a focal point for you, as well as kind of the process itself, what would it be? Staying
in my body and not having panic attacks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about you? I'm failing, by the way, but I'm trying.
Currently doing both of those things right now. Panic attack, as well as not in my body.
Look, my soul is over there having a panic attack.
So you can see I'm killing this right now.
What about you?
I don't know yet, really, honestly. I mean, the purpose of, I still don't know why I'm doing it. Like, it's hard to say exactly. That was one of the first questions that he asked me, was like, why do you need therapy, or why do you feel like you need therapy? And I'm like, I don't know, because I'm a train wreck and everything's falling apart. But I don't really feel that way. I just feel like that way sometimes. So it's, I want some balance, just in general, but not just in general, like, oh, I just need some balance in my life. Like, it's very specific. I want to feel balanced inside. I want to bring some peace to my anxiety and to the chaos that ensues in my head. So, I don't know. I can't say much more than that. Not because I don't want to, but because I'm still kind of trying to figure out and discover what it is that I'm doing and why I'm doing it and what the fuck's the purpose of these sessions. So, we'll see.
Right.
I'm
glad you're doing it. I'm
Me
very
too.
proud of you.
Me too.
I know it's hard.
Me too. Yeah, I'm really, I don't know. It's hard for me to say I'm proud of myself at this point, because I still kind of feel silly about it all, that I'm just wasting everybody's time. But
I relate.
I'm incredibly proud of you. Like, so incredibly proud of you and so grateful. And do you think, that was the other thing I was going to ask you, because we've talked about doing some therapy together. Mm-hmm. Do you think that's something that we'll do?
I do. I hope so.
Do you want to do that quite a bit?
I still have a lot that I need to work on right now on myself before I'm ready to do that, because I don't want it to be this convoluted projection event. So I definitely have a lot more self-work to do before that. But I absolutely think that there's a lot of benefit and healing that can happen from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm scared for that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Why?
What were you going to say?
Why?
I will say why, but I cut you off.
No, you didn't.
You were in the middle of a sentence.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah. I'm just scared for like, I don't know. I think like in my mind, because who knows what it would look like, right? Or who knows what, quote unquote, what that experience would be. Mm-hmm. But in my mind, it's going to be painful.
Okay.
And like, I'm scared of that pain.
Are you afraid that I'm going to be hurtful to you?
No.
Or that you're going to be hurtful to me?
I'm not afraid that I'm going to be hurtful. I'm afraid that the things that I'll say will hurt you.
They probably will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's reassuring. Thanks for that.
I'm showing you that it's going to be okay.
I know it'll be okay. But that's one of the things I'm just scared of.
Yeah.
In that space. The idea that, yeah. I mean, I think we do have some things that we need to heal between the two of us.
Yeah.
And
do you think we can heal them, or are you afraid if we look at them too hard that we'll be like, you know what, all this, like, yeah, we've been through a lot and look at us persevering through, that we may get into a therapy session and be like, fuck, we gave it a good run.
I'm not afraid of that. Are you?
Am I afraid that one or both of us will get tired and just be like, you know what, this is where we're at, and now it's time to be somewhere else? Am I afraid of that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I also, like you say, like, look at all the things that should have broken us before. We get stronger. So if we go into it not from a trauma stance of like, now we have this thing that we have to deal with and figure out how to get through. If we go into something like hand in hand and we're ready to take on something together, pretty sure we're going to come out stronger.
I agree. I think there's a big part of fuck. What are we?
You were about to get vulnerable.
40 minutes.
You're like, we gotta be done recording. Some heart shit just about came out, so I think we're done here.
Well,
nice talking to you, fuckers. Gotta go.
Tune in next week. Go to Instagram.
That's what's on the Patreon.
Follow us. Yeah, go to our Patreon. Let us know when you find it. Send us the link so that we can set that account up.
I like free content.
I do too.
I like free content.
I do too. I think there's an aspect of you and I that have bonded together in a very deep way to get through some of the experiences and really just to get through our life over the last few years.
Yeah.
And, excuse me, I think that has been massively important, as well as beautiful and profound and beneficial. And I think that it has also been to our detriment at times. And I feel like we have lost ourselves in some way, shape, or form in that space. And I think that part of our growth is going to be acknowledging that we are together, that we are the same, that we have that bond, and that we are also separate in some ways. And that, like, I'm scared for that. I'm scared for what that looks like. Feeling it now, I'm like, or we could just not do therapy anymore.
I think there's going to be definite separation, because I agree with you in that bonding thing. I learned a new phrase that fucked me up a little bit, made me stop talking for quite a while to you.
Stop talking to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I'm still having a hard time talking to you about things.
Yeah.
Like, definitely this has changed it to where I am communicating less with you. And yeah, this is a good idea for our anniversary. I wanted a fucking love episode. Jesus. Trauma bonding.
Yeah.
And so there's, I don't know.
In your mind, what does that mean? 33, by the way.
33.
Just cut 33 in the cards. Oh, there it is again.
Is it?
Turns out I'm a magician.
Did you fake that?
No, I
thought
didn't.
It was so cool.
The first time I did not fake it. The second time I knew where the cut was.
You knew what the cut was.
Yeah.
39. That was a 9. That was 3 times 3.
There you go.
Boom.
Bam. 8. Today's April 8th.
8.
Anyways, what does trauma bonding mean to you in your mind?
Well, I have to look more because when I first heard that, I felt what it meant as opposed to know how to define it.
Ooh, what did it feel like?
It felt like garbage. It felt like our relationship might be over. It felt like the ways that I found to connect with you were through like our communication, our connection was just through trauma, through the shit that we've gone through in our relationship that has been like, obviously our relationship, we have different perspective of it. You have your idea of what our relationship is and I have my idea of what our relationship is. And then it's what our relationship is, but neither of us see that, or we do. I don't know. I felt more connected to you and more love for you because we came together and got through something so hard. So I felt joined with you with that. And I thought, but that might be a mistake. That might not be real. That might be just how my brain accepted things and made sense of things. And so I have this ideal that we are this strong union because of it, but it might not be that. And I don't know. And beyond that, I was like, I'm not fucking looking at that. Let's talk about something else. I'm having a panic attack in Sam's Club. Like, we need to do something. I tried to do my face in the water thing, but I thought I was drowning.
It can be both though, right?
I think it can be, yes. And this is a perception from somebody else too. And there can be parts of it that like ring truth, right? But it doesn't mean it's what it is, because I do believe in building things and like forest fires, right? Burn everything down and then fresh, everything grows healthier.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also really fucking nervous right now. So I want the attention off of me and back on you.
Okay.
I don't like it when you do that. You get uncomfortable and you're like, flashlight on me, spotlight.
I don't get uncomfortable.
And then you turn it on me.
I don't ever get uncomfortable on this podcast. I'm pretty much an open book. I mean, what you see is what you get with me.
I'm pulling a face now for you, not YouTube listeners.
I don't hide anything. I talk about everything. I'm very open. Ask me any question you'd like.
Bullshitter says what?
I think it is both. I think that it's very much, like I was saying, the strengthening of what we've gone through that really solidified our bond and our connection. And we grew stronger through it. But I do think there is an aspect of it that is the opposite end of that spectrum. And that is some of the stuff that I think we have to wade through a little bit.
Yeah.
So remember, you weren't going to turn away from the camera.
Well, this is a hard conversation, Craig. And it kind of sounds like it's just hard.
Your fear.
Tell me what my fear is. Tell me, Mr. Know-It-All. What is my fear?
Tune into our Patreon next week. Your fear, I believe, usually boils down to us ending, us not continuing. So it's like facing some of these hard truths or having to do some of this stuff, even though there's a part of you that's like, yeah, this is important and this is like beneficial and this is something that needs to happen. I have this deep-seated fear that it'll just lead to the demise of our relationship and the end of us.
Yeah, but I'm still going forward.
Yeah.
Still risking it. I'm still stepping into those spaces.
That's
it's a fear, but
that's really big.
It's big.
To do that even through some of that fear. So we'll see, huh?
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
Our therapy session together is next week.
No, it's fucking not. I think we just pushed it back. I went from being like, yeah, I want to do it to maybe we're not going to do it.
We should record all of it.
No.
Yeah, we should record it and then we should release it and it should be a YouTube sensation.
Nope.
I'm teasing.
No, you're not.
I really am.
You recorded our fight before.
That was something so silly and insignificant. That wasn't... That, I mean, okay.
Hard no. Hard no.
I'm not even remotely close to being serious about recording our future therapy session together. I was just joking.
Okay.
100% just joking.
Yeah.
But I'm very nervous right now because I feel like I insinuated that the fight episode from 2 years ago was not that big of a deal. And you're like, the fuck it wasn't.
I'm still upset about it.
Here we go.
I've still never...
Fight part 2.
Go, you're going to record it.
Do you even remember what that fight was about?
I remember it was fucking stupid. And you're like, wait, let's go and record this. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? All right. You want to have a fight? We're going to have a fight.
It was really stupid. I don't remember what it was about.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I know what came after that, though.
Sex. Lots of it. So much sex. What did come after it?
More conversations about fighting on the podcast.
And how that's never going to happen again.
Yes.
We've had our spats on the show since.
Oh, yeah. But we haven't like paused a fight so you could hit record.
Yeah. That's probably not going to happen again.
That's not going to happen again.
I don't know what else to, like there's a part of the therapy process for me that like I don't want to share it, right? I don't want to discuss it. I don't want to, and maybe I will down the road.
Are you talking about with me or on the podcast?
No, I'm talking about, I guess both, because I'm having a hard time sharing with you too.
Yeah. It comes with therapy. We stop fucking talking. It's going to be a great podcast.
That's totally normal, I think.
Is it?
I think
don't know. I knew it, having a decent therapist, one that knows what they're doing.
I think it's totally normal. Because everything just becomes so, like for me, the experience is opening up and everything feels really raw and vulnerable and sensitive. And then also I'm questioning everything, right? Questioning everything. It's really bizarre. I don't like question how I'm behaving, how I'm acting, what the intention of this is, what's, what that intention is, why am I doing this thing? Why did I decide to do it this way? I'm just questioning everything.
Yeah.
Because everything feels so vulnerable and kind of just open right now. And not in like I'm so open and connected and loving. No, it's like opened and in pain. It's like this open wound that is seeping.
Fucking naked dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not
the good kind either.
No, not the good kind.
Not the good naked dreams. You can find those on our Patreon. The good ones. So I feel like as I start to unravel some more of what it is that I'm actually doing and feel like I'm actually getting somewhere with it, then I might feel more comfortable sharing some more stuff.
Awesome.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Oh. Our therapists know each other.
Yes.
Maybe they'll work together on our behalfs.
Maybe they have a podcast.
Where
they talk about us. That would be funny.
They're like, these crazy fuckers. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
What else?
I'm done. What else you got?
You're done?
I don't got anything else. What do you got?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had some things on my list, but it's not a big deal. Some more episodes.
I'm happy to listen to.
It's nothing important. It's stuff that I have to like.
I'm so fucking curious now.
No, I have to do more research. I've got some things on there that I have to, just reminders
Go watch Seaspiracies.
Go watch Seaspiracy.
Go watch
on
Seaspiracies.
Netflix. It's a great documentary.
Go watch Seaspiracies. Hey, I'm just gonna like do some subliminals, okay? Go watch Seaspiracies. Go watch Seaspiracies.
Love comes at a cost for me. That's a thing that I wrote. Because they're that is a thing for me. Like the idea that there's a price for love. There's a price to pay for it. Looking at the other things, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about that. Like I said, I have to do some research. Like I have a word on here, differentiation. That's a tough word.
Differentiation?
Yeah, that's the word. Differentiation. But in the context of something, and I have to go back and look and see what it's within the context of, not just the word itself. So there's some other things on there that actually I need to do some research and then be able to talk about them quite a bit more on the podcast, rather than feel like I just rambled for the last hour.
All right.
But
this might be our anniversary episode. We ended with therapy. What's going to happen next?
It's not the end of our anniversary episodes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You never know.
I do know, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I do know.
Okay.
We're not going anywhere anytime soon.
I don't know. We're both fucking flighty. We are both flighty and have commitment issues.
Yeah, but we've come so far.
I know.
We've been together for 10 years.
Yeah.
So.
I love you.
I love you.
Bam.
Tune in next week. Actually, we've got some good guests coming up next week.
Do we?
Yeah, next week we'll have some people on the podcast. It's going to be good.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is it on the calendar?
Yep.
Okay, good.
It sure is. So tune in next week, everybody.
Cool.
And in the meantime, go to subscribe where you're listening. Go to subscribe wherever you're listening and click that button. And it always helps. Shut up. It always helps. What?
You put podcast in the calendar.
Yep.
That's all the details.
That's all you need.
Podcast. That doesn't tell me shit.
You know that there's a podcast at 6:00 that day. So you'll be ready. Podcast.
This is why I come to the episodes like, I don't know what's going on.
Instagram. Go to Instagram and check out our Friday Night Lives, where we do fun Q&As and answer your questions, as well as make up some of our own. That's fun. That's a cool thing. We haven't done one yet, but...
Does it have to be at night? Is it only Friday night? I know it's called Friday Night Lives, but if there's a Friday morning that happens to be in a time zone where somebody else's night, would it count?
Yes.
If we're talking to them on their night?
Yes. That will count.
Okay. I clearly have something in mind.
I know you do.
Okay.
Thanks for listening, everybody. And sign off.
Are you maybe do it really?
When in doubt.
Spread the cookie out. Jeez, I can't believe you made me say that.